we're starting our review video for chapter 7, section 5. So that's section 7.5. And I'm sure you're very used to this, but we're going to do our learning target for the day first. Our learning target for today is to find the volumes of prisms and cylinders. Of course, we have a few definitions we have to do. We have to define the term volume, cylinder, and composite solid. So let's start with volume. Volume is the number of cubic units needed to fill a space occupied by a solid. It's how much material can be fit inside of it. A cylinder is a solid whose bases are congruent, parallel circles connected with a curved side. And composite solid is an object made up of more than one type of solid, more than one shape blended or put together. All right, so we've got the volume of a prism is the area of the base. Notice it's the area of the base times the height. So the area of the base times the height. The area of the base times the height. All right. So find the volume of the rectangular prism here at the right. All right, the base is 5 by 7. So I need to find the area of that part. I'm going to say volume is equal to the base area, which is 5 inches times 7 inches, because area of a rectangle is width times length, and then times the height, which is 11. So if I take 5 times 7, I get 35 inches squared times 11 inches. 35 times 11, I'm going to just look at a calculator to make sure, but it is 35, here, clear, 35 times 11 is 385 inches, sorry, inches cubed, 385 inches cubed for that one. Here, find the volume of the rectangular prism. So it's a similar problem. The base area here is 4 by 6. It's a rectangle, so it's going to be 4 inches times 6 inches. That will give me the area of the base times 5 inches in height. So 4 times 6 would give me 24 inches squared is the area of the base times 5 inches. So 24 times 5. It's 120 inches cubed. 120 inches cubed. So it looks like it's letter B. Dropping down here, find the volume of the triangular prism. Okay, a little bit different here because I've got a triangle as its base. And I need to remember my equation for finding the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. So in this case, it would be 1/2 of 9 times 15. And then times the 4-inch height of the shape. I'm sorry, 4 feet. Sorry. All these are in feet. So I'm going to take 1/2 times 9 times 15 times 4. I'm going to turn to my calculator to do that. 0.5 times 9 times 15 times 4. And I get 270 cubic inches. 270 inches cubed. I'm sorry, that's feet. Feet cubed. 270 cubic feet for that triangle. Find the volume of the triangular prism. So practice this one, then come back and turn on the video, see if you're correct. The area of the base is equal to 1/2 of 6 times 5 times the height, which is 3. So 1/2 times 6 would be 3 times 5 times 3. So 5 times 3 is 15 times 3 would be 45 feet cubed, or 45 cubic feet, and that turns out to be letter D. Here we're going to start working with the cylinder, so we need a new equation. the volume is still base times the height, where the base area is pi r squared, because the base area is a circle and the area of a circle is pi r squared. So if I plug the two equations together, one inside the other, I get the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times the height. Pi r squared times the height. It still follows our same base equation, but since we're dealing with a circle, we need to find the area a little bit differently. Find the volume of the cylinder, round to the nearest tenth. So I know the radius of the cylinder, and it's going to be, the volume is equal to pi r squared times the height. So it's going to be pi times 3 squared times 12. I'm going to turn to my calculator to do those calculations. I'm going to go pi times 3 squared, which is 9, times 12 will give me 339.29. 339.29. I'm going to round that to the nearest tenth, so it's 339.3 centimeters cubed. 339.3 centimeters cubed. Do the same thing here as practice, and then come back and check your video. The volume of the cylinder here is equal to pi r squared times the height. So it's pi times 3 squared times the height of 6 inches. So pi times 9 times 6. And I'll do that again with my calculator. Pi times 9 times 6 is equal to 169.64. Rounding it off to the nearest tenth is 169.6. If I look through my answers, looks like answer C is the one that works the best. All right, a wooden block has a single hole drilled entirely through it. What is the volume of the block? Well, I'm going to find the volume of the block if there was no hole drilled through it, and then I'm going to subtract how much we lose when we drill the hole. So the volume of the block is equal to the base, which in this case would be 6 times 3, width times length, times the height of 4. So the volume of the block would be 6 times 3 is 18. 18 times 4 is equal to 72. So that's the volume of the block if there was no hole. Now I need to do a little bit of working on the hole part. And I'm going to see that the area, or the volume of the hole, the volume of the drilled cylinder drilled out of the center would be equal to pi times the radius squared times the height. All right, so it's pi. The radius in this case is 1, so it's 1 squared, and the height would be the width of the block there, or the depth of the block, depth of the hole, which is 3. So pi times 1 times 1 times 3, so it's pi times 3. And I get 9.42. So I'm going to say 72 minus 9.42. I'm subtracting that because the hole is missing. All right. And I get 62.6. 62.6. Oops, 62.6 centimeters cubed. 62.6 is the volume of the block with a hole in it. Okay, looking at this one, I've actually got a composite here. I've got 2 rectangular solids that are attached to each other. So I'm simply going to find the volume of each of them and add them together. The volume of the top one would be equal to the base times the width times the length, or 2 times 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8 inches cubed. The area, or the volume rather, of the bottom one, the volume of the bottom one would be 3 times 5 times 6. 3 times 5 is 15 times 6. So it would be 90 inches cubed, 8 inches cubed plus 90 inches cubed is 98 inches cubed. 98 inches cubed. Thank you.